Hello, everyone. Welcome to season 3 of the Creative Podcast. I know I've been gone for a little while, but I'm back and I'm back with a vengeance because today we're going to be talking about things to look forward to this winter. So let's hit you with the opening line. The opening line for today is choose to wait with wonder, not wonder. Let that sink in. I thought that was an amazing line. Do I remember where I got it from? No, but I just jotted it down in my notes, and so that's your opening line for today. I wanted to let you all know that we hit 800 listens over the break, so thank you so much for listening and sharing with your friends. I really appreciate it, okay? And a little bit more about me if you don't know who I am. I'm Kayla, host of this podcast. My social medias are always linked in the description box below. And if you're liking what you're hearing so far, make sure to go over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify or whatever it is that you're listening on and give it a little review so then other people can discover this podcast as well. And yeah, I'm looking forward to growing this community some more, slow but steady. And I appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time to come back, listen in on my little rambles and whatever. So yeah, let's get into the setting the scenes, the highs and lows, all of the above. So to set the scene, today I am going live, actually live for the first time because I said I can't start season 3 going live on private on Instagram. I just can't do it. In case you didn't know, you can go live on private on Instagram and nobody will ever know that you talk to yourself basically alone. So yeah, but this time I said no more. We're going live, we're going actual live, we're going to speak to the people in real time, and maybe it'll feel like a little bit more natural as I get used to it. But as of right now, I'm on TikTok Live because I figured it would be better than Instagram Live, at least for new people discovering the podcast. So yeah, what am I saying? Oh my gosh, I'm drinking coffee, so if my brain is scrambled, I apologize. Today is one of my first real days off in a long, long time. That means no work, no school, you feel me? I am thrilled. I actually kind of got work off. I work at a hotel by the beach, which we'll get into later. I actually got today off because there was a hurricane a little bit earlier this week. Thankfully, it didn't do too much damage, but there was flooding and stuff, and, consequentially, nobody wants to go on vacation to a place that has a forecasted hurricane. So, a lot of guests canceled their reservations and stuff, so it was really slow, and they told me not to come in today, and I was like, gladly. I will gladly stay home. So yeah, that's that. I am finishing up my decaf iced coffee. Even though it's decaf, I'm still running a million miles a minute, okay? I made it with instant coffee packets because I literally bought like 8 boxes of it off Amazon for no reason. And what's left of my pumpkin spice creamer from Khalifa Farms, I think that's what it's called. It was pretty good. But I'm glad it's going to be gone soon, to be honest, because I kind of want to get, like, a peppermint mocha, something of that nature creamer, or, like, a sugar cookie creamer or something. So, yeah. And then I just spent, like, 45 minutes finally making the little notes for this podcast. Gorgeous, okay? They are gorgeous. I might post them on Instagram, maybe on the stories or something, but girl, I am obsessed with the look of this. I put cute little symbols. I made like nice little headlines with a pretty font, and they're in pink, and it's giving what it needs to give. So, yeah, I spent probably way too much time on that, but we will get into that a little bit later in this episode. And I'm just sitting on my couch and looking forward to a chill rest of my day at home, because these days are very rare. Like I rarely just get to stay home and do little to nothing. So yeah, that's setting the scene. Now for highs and lows. I don't have actual highs and lows this week because I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a life update. What's going on? You know, it's been a long time since we've spoken. A lot has happened in the meantime. My life is still being lived whether I post or not. So, rapid fire life updates. First off, I am officially in a relationship and I'm enjoying it. We keep each other very happy. We truly care for one another. I mean, he's kind of getting on my nerves right now because I think he's taking a nap and we were supposed to meet up today. But, you know, things like this happen. It's human nature to take a nap and, you know, go invisible from the planet for a few hours. But it's fine. We care for each other as human beings, and he makes me feel real warm inside. He does. He gives me the bubblies. So yeah, I'm officially a girlfriend or whatever. I'm no longer single. Single life was fun. I have to say, single life was fun. You know, flirting with whoever I wanted to was fun. But no more. I am a housewife now. I am betrothed. I no longer belong to the streets. So yeah, sorry, I just took a sip of my coffee. Next, I finally concluded all of my birthday festivities. I know I told y'all that I was still doing a birthday party and trying to figure out when I was gonna get that going and all of that. And I think the last episode I posted the week before my birthday party, and it was a success. Okay, people came through. You know, we almost got thrown out of the hotel because, you know, we were being a little loud, a little rowdy, but it's fine. And hopefully when YouTube Kayla awakens from her long slumber, I literally haven't posted on YouTube since like August, I think, that vlog will be up. Yeah, I don't know. I've just been like avoiding YouTube. I just don't feel like dealing with the long form content. Like, other than this podcast, I don't feel like making videos right now, but it's fine. Hopefully I'll get over it and I'll post the vlog, because I did record and vlog pretty much the entire process of my birthday party, from setup to it actually happening. But it was a lot of fun and I enjoyed it. Next, I am in the process of planning a huge, at least by my standards, Christmas party. Yeah, me and my friend Erica, y'all know Erica, we're planning a Christmas party. And, you know, me and Bestie, we're kind of putting a lot of time and effort and energy into it. But I think it's definitely going to pay off. I think our friends are going to enjoy it. I think we're going to invite like 30 people or a little under that. Yeah, it's gonna be a time. It's gonna be a time. I already started my Christmas shopping and figuring out what I'll be gifting my loved ones this year. For the most part, yeah, I have it lined up what I'm gonna be gifting for them, because I wanted to make sure that I had like enough money and everything like that, you know, all these adult things, and I should hopefully yeah, I should, right? Fingers crossed. I just have to stop like overspending and splurging on things and treating myself a little bit too much. Yeah, so that was fun. I finally brought my grades up, so hopefully we'll be ending off this semester very strong, and I will be registering for my classes next week. I unfortunately won't be getting into the in-studio classes with like cameras and stuff yet. I am a TV production major, if you didn't know, but you know, more online classes, more book work until summer semester. Summer semester is when the fun really starts and I start getting into my senior year classes. So yeah, I've been working front desk at a big hotel by the beach, like I mentioned earlier, for about a month now, and it's both draining and rewarding. in the way that I get to serve the public and like make people's day and make people's vacations better, and like, you know, when people come up with cute stories like, oh, they're celebrating their 40th anniversary, or oh, it's their baby's first birthday, you know, like those things warm my heart. And yeah, I don't know, I was just, yeah, sorry, I got distracted by the TikTok live. I've been enjoying it, but it has been draining, I'm not gonna lie, especially because the hotel that I work at, it's like 40 minutes away from me, like going and coming home. Sometimes coming home it's closer to an hour. So it can get to be a lot sometimes. But I digress. I'm enjoying it so far. In case any of my managers are listening. But they're probably not, because I try and keep this little podcast hidden from most. Okay, next. I overall would say that my life isn't the most organized right now, because I'm still recovering from the absolute chaos that was the months of August through October. They just gave me a run for my money between the retrograde, getting in a car accident, starting the semester. Like, it was a lot. My birthday, like, a lot was going on, and I was exhausted most of the time. And I'm just now getting back to like a tiny sense of normalcy, which is nice, but at the same time, everything is just everywhere. Everything is chaotic. I got laundry to do. I got stuff to put away. I got dishes to wash. I got stuff to give to Goodwill. I got laundry to wash. You know, it's a lot going on. But I'm doing it with grace. I'm not gonna be hard on myself. Someone on the live just asked if I was in a mansion. I wish I was in a mansion. Let's just say I am. We're manifesting that. We're manifesting that I'm in a mansion right now. But yeah, it was chaos, but now I'm slowly but surely getting things organized again, getting back into a routine at my own pace, and not being hard on myself about it, and not letting other people be hard on me about it. Well, they can be hard on me, but I'm not like taking it personally or anything like that. Of course, it bothers me a little bit when my grandma's like, girl, you need to get it together. But I'm like, girl, I'm trying my best, and you know, I gotta take it at my own pace sometimes. Okay, so now on to this week's goals. I want to pull out my winter wardrobe. I pulled out my fall wardrobe, but I have like Christmas sweaters and like little furry vests and stuff that I want to get out and start wearing. I want to get my car clean, because it's so just, again, life has been a mess, but my car especially has been a mess. It's so dirty on the outside. I really need to at least get a car wash, because I can barely see out of my window to drive. I can't see out my windshield. So yeah, gotta get that done at some point in the near future. And lastly, like I mentioned, I want to clean and organize my room and prep a little bit for Christmas, because I did do some Christmas decor shopping. So I want to you know, make some room and some space for that. Okay. I'm looking at the live. Someone said, are you fighting demons? Yes. You know, we're all fighting demons each and every day. Can't you wash your car at home yourself? I could, but I'm not gonna. Because I'm lazy. So, yeah. Yeah. I'd rather spend the $10 getting it washed by somebody else, or some little robot machine, you know, with the little rubber things that flap on your car. So that's it for the highs and lows section, the setting the scene, the this week's goals, and I will be back to get into the thick of the episode, which is things to look forward to this winter, because winter is exciting. Winter is my favorite season. Okay. Alright, so the vibe this winter, at least for me, is like a darling winter, a darling Christmas. You know, it's giving Eloise at Christmas time, but all grown up. It's like if Eloise, you know, moved to Paris and started living in a luxurious hotel in Paris. And she started celebrating Christmas on her own, in her own Parisian hotel room. That's what it's giving. Mostly because I work at a hotel. And all I see on my feed on Pinterest is pink Christmas stuff. But I love it. I love it. I'm living for it. And let me start off by saying that this is not my bucket list. This is just little things that I'm looking forward to personally. I'm still working on my bucket list, and honestly, I think it's a little too early for me to drop that on y'all. Like, I think it's too soon for the bucket list, but it is on the way. It is definitely on the way. But I still did want to talk about winter because I'm too pumped for winter. I'm too pumped for Christmas. Like, earlier this week, I was like, I'm not really sure if I'm feeling Christmassy, like Christmas spirit, where you at? But now I'm like, oh yeah, it's Christmas time. I'm ready. Let's get it on and poppin'. So, first thing that I'm looking forward to is winter fashion, okay? Give me Pinkmas. That's what the girls are calling it, Pinkmas. It's just like you dress in pink from head to toe. Your Christmas decorations in your room are pink. Just everything is pink, your car decor is pink. Everything is pink, and I like it. I like it a lot. I've had an obsession with pink for the past 4 or 5 months, and it's not going away. Just because it's Christmas time doesn't mean it's going away. Who is red and green? No red and green in this household. It's pink only. Pink only, okay? I do have an appreciation for the classic Christmas aesthetic, but, this year we're straying away from it. We're doing pink only. Dainty prints, like little florals or like pinstripes or like the cable knit sweater, like stripe, like that type of thing. Just real like dainty, soft prints. Boots. I am in love with my boots, and I need to get more boots. I want to get some that are like Uggs or Demonias. I think that's the name of them. The really tall, furry boots. Y'all have seen the Demonias. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm excited to get my hands on like a little dupe of those boots. So if you have any, that you know of that are really high quality, let me know. I saw some boots at Walmart that looked just like Uggs, and I was like, I might pick up some of them. So yeah, I really want some like brown furry boots. And lastly, for winter fashion, I have to talk about pink or like champagne nails. I know I already talked about pink. We understand. The pink obsession is here to stay. But champagne is like a whole other realm, okay? Because it's not that baby pink, and it's not that like bubblegummy pink, but it's like the classy pink, It's like a mix of pink and gold, and that on your nails, baby. Champagne nails. I bought this nail polish from Walgreens the other day. I need to remember the name of it. I forgot the name of it. Sorry. Maybe I'll put it on the Instagram. It's the most gorgeous champagne color, and I love it. I love it. When I put it on, I know it's going to make me feel like I am a 40-year-old woman. Kids are out of the house, and I'm walking around my mansion with my champagne nails, with my champagne glass, listening to Christmas music, maybe gonna take a little bubble bath, or like not even just champagne nails, but like French tips. Ooh, a little French tip. I don't like the ones that are too extreme, like super thick French tipped or like super rounded French tips. I don't know, those are just so ugly to me. I can't get with that. Like, no offense to anyone who likes rounded French tips. It's just, I don't like them on my fingers. I'd prefer like a nice little square, or like a coffin shape, or even like a pointed French tip, something along those lines. So yeah, winter fashion is very exciting. If you need any inspiration, you can hop on over to my Pinterest. Again, in the description, because I have a whole board called Chillin'. That's like full of pink stuff and pink mist, and then like also regular winter faction that's not just pink. So yeah, it's exciting over there, and I love scrolling Pinterest and finding new inspiration for this winter. I don't plan on buying a whole lot of new clothes and stuff, just because I'm trying to save money so I can actually give nice gifts this year and not just shower myself with gifts. But nevertheless, we are going to be looking super cute this season. Okay. So next thing that I am looking forward to this winter is taking more time to myself. Like I said, last few months have been a little chaotic, so I'm excited that things are slowing down a little bit, that the nights are longer, sunsets a little bit earlier because of daylight savings, and that means that people go home and start leaving you alone more, and stop asking you for so much, and stop expecting for you to do so much throughout the day, because it's nighttime and it's dark and it's sleepy and everyone gets a little bit more tired earlier, and it's more relaxing. I've always loved winter for that. I know that seasonal depression is a thing, and that a lot of the times that early darkness and like longer nights isn't really the best for a lot of people's mental health, but for me, girl, I be thriving. Okay, I am a night owl to the core, so I be up 2 a.m., enjoying myself, living life, and I don't even feel super tired the next day because I've got that extra hour of sleep kicking in. So yeah, I'm excited to take more time to myself, just really take advantage of the longer nights, shorter days, dedicating more time to just having fun, to resting, to relaxing, to recharging from the day. Winter can also get pretty hectic, for all of us who are working, especially in the service industry, and for all of us trying to finish our first semester off, it can get hectic. And then on top of that, personal things with Christmas and holidays and gatherings, but just make sure that you take that time to yourself to like enjoy the season, find things that you can do by yourself, not with other people all the time. Just take the time to make yourself like a nice dinner or a nice little treat, or watch your favorite movies and TV shows, or take a nice warm bubble bath after a long day, or read with a cup of hot tea or hot chocolate, like really carve out that time, even if it's like 30 minutes a day. I need a little bit more time than that personally, but even if it's just for 30 minutes, like take time and space away from other people for sure, especially if you work in the service industry like I do. We need our time away from people, and to just not talk to people, and to just be to ourselves. Okay, next, this one just kind of came to me today, and I was like, wow, this is insightful. Give yourself permission to create extraordinary things in ordinary spaces. So, where I got this idea from, I don't know if y'all remember those girls in school who would take literal years to jot down notes because they wanted their handwriting to be pretty, and they wanted the spacing on the page to be nice, and they wanted everything to be pretty on their paper. I never understood them for the longest, because I was like, that's a waste of time. Like, you could be done with whatever work or whatever notes you're taking a lot faster if you weren't writing at half a word per minute, like if you weren't focusing on curling all of your Y's and G's, you write a little bit faster and you get work done faster, and like, but now I get it. It's not always about getting shit done. Sometimes it's about making something that's very ordinary extraordinary to you so that you can enjoy it, and not rushing through every single task and every single project for the sake of productivity, for the sake of getting it done faster, for the sake of being the first one to get it done, for the sake of, competitiveness and all all of this just extra stuff that really doesn't mean anything at the end of the day because it's not really benefiting you. Like, it just doesn't make sense. And I don't understand why I've been living like this. Why? Why have I been living in squander? Yeah, taking the time and energy to personalize your life and to make it more fit to your needs and wants is very important. Like, I didn't realize how important that was until this year, and it's only hit me now that, like, I still have that habit of just kind of rushing through things because I want to get it done fast, and, like, I need to be impressive to other people and get it done fast. Like, what? F that. No. Yeah, and I often, like, give up on doing things my way or taking my time with things or personalizing things because it takes too long, and I feel rushed by other people, and I feel like other people, because they can't appreciate the time that I put into something the way that I appreciate it, I feel like it means less in general. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like, I feel like if it doesn't matter to other people, then maybe it shouldn't matter to me, but that's so not true. Like, if I want to take 30 to 40 minutes writing notes because I want them to be pretty, then so be it. Like, if that's what makes me happy and if that's what makes me more content with the task that I'm doing at the end of the day, sorry, there's an airplane outside. Okay, anyways, if something makes me more content and happy at the end of the day, like, why am I rushing myself to do things and then cutting that joy out of the task for myself? Does that make sense? Like, it don't make any sense, actually. But, like, hopefully what I'm saying is making sense. And, like, sometimes taking the extra few minutes to just slow down and make things pretty makes the task more enjoyable. And as long as you don't go overboard and you're not, like, over obsessing about it and not trying to make everything perfect all the time, then, like, what's the harm in doing it? I also feel like it's a very, like, feminine type of trait to really take your time with things and to really, like, take things slow and make things pretty and make things presentable. It's a very feminine trait, and it's not always celebrated or appreciated in a lot of different spaces. Like, at work, you know, depending on where you work, it might not be celebrated and appreciated that you take the time to make things look nice, and it might be more important for, you know, your company or your boss for you to just get things done and get it out the way and, you know, whatever. But I guess for me, in working in hospitality and more, like, people-facing things now and not, like, office desk jobs, it's become more important for me, like, how I present myself and, like, how I present myself to others and how I feel about myself in the inside, and, like, taking the time to make things look pretty because, you know, it also makes other people happy when you take the time to make things look pretty in hospitality. You know, if you're staying at a hotel, you don't want it to look like garbage. You want it to look really nice. And, like, I don't know, just being in that type of environment has inspired me a little bit to kind of apply that to the rest of my life. Like, when I'm writing down, for instance, people's room numbers on their key cards, I take a little bit more time to make my handwriting legible so you can actually read it, so you can actually know what your room number is, you know? I'm so used to, like, for years being in school and just, like, scrabbling, like, straight up chicken scratching it, you know? But I had to learn to slow down, take my time, write it so then they can actually read their room number. And yeah, it's just, like, little things like that subconsciously that I internalize and I think about, and then I'm like, you know, there's no harm in making things beautiful in this world, especially in a very ordinary place, in an ordinary space. And as long as you're doing it in a healthy way, just do it. Like, do you. Write really slow and really beautifully, you know? Talk really slow and really beautifully. Walk really slow and really beautifully. Like, you know, yeah, just, like, I I don't know, just take a little bit more control of how you do things. I feel like I became good at taking control of what I would do, but not how I would do it. I was still people pleasing in the way of like just my processes of things, but if that, if it helps me and it brings me joy and it makes me happy and it still gets done at the end of the day, then what's the difference, Okay, next and last section. Wow, this is a very short podcast, but hey, I'm not mad at it. Last section is about re-exploring your favorite memories. Now, I know that in our lifetimes, we've all had traumatic moments happen, and sometimes that can cloud some of our happier, best memories, because, I don't know, we just kind of, or at least speaking for myself, I just kind of try and block things out, I try not to think about it, and sometimes I block out the best memories from different times of my life. But like going through old photos and old videos and kind of going down memory lane a little bit, going down a little rabbit hole, can help you get back to those parts of yourself that you found, where you found joy in life. Like when you were 7 years old, you found a lot more joy in your life than you do now, most likely. Because that's usually just how things work. You have less to worry about usually when you're 7 years old, and you just go to school and you come home and you eat snacks and you eat dinner and you go to sleep and like that's your life as a 7-year-old for most of us. And you get to see life in a prettier light, under a prettier filter. So going back to some of your roots can help you see life in that way again. Like everything doesn't have to be so grueling and torturous and like, oh, I gotta go to work, oh, I gotta go to school, and like no matter how simple things were for us when we were like 7, we still found happiness. Like we could find happiness in a glittery pencil, and just be our happy little selves for the whole rest of the day because we had that glittery pencil to write with, and it kind of goes hand in hand with the last thing that I was talking about just like making things more beautiful. So where I'm getting this re-exploring your favorite memories thing from is the other day I recently came across these games I used to play on the computer when I was little. If any of y'all know these, they were the little free games on PC, like Windows PCs. You could go and get like free trials of the games, or you could like download the full version and it was free, and it was wonderful, okay? That was where it was at. I would spend hours and hours and hours during the summer just playing these little free games until I couldn't play them anymore. So I'm talking like, what games were there? Polar Bowler, Fate. Fate is where it started. Fate is where I started going down the rabbit hole, and I was like, oh shoot, I am literally rediscovering my childhood right now. But Polar Bowler was a classic. Cake Mania was a classic. Virtual Villagers. Burger Shop is a little known classic, and it's still on the App Store. It's a little simulation game where you make different meals and stuff and orders for people and milkshakes, and there's this like robot that knows how to make all of this stuff for you. It's really weird, but it's also really fun. So like if you played that as a kid or you're interested in playing it, it's on the App Store still, which was super surprising to me. But all the freaking classics, I rediscovered them, and I was like, holy crap, like this used to bring me so much freaking joy. And sure, I couldn't really read when I was playing them, and sure, I might have been really bad at them, but I just had the most fun. I freaking enjoyed just sitting at the computer for hours playing those games. So it's just little things like that, like me rediscovering my Game Boy and sitting for 30 minutes playing Hello Kitty just because, like, I am finding more joy in bringing those memories back instead of like pushing them away. I feel like a lot of times people and the media try and tell us like, oh, leave the past in the past and leave the future in the future. Enjoy the now. But like sometimes it's nice to kind of relive your past a little bit, especially the good parts, because it just draws you back to that sense of yourself, like your core, that place where you feel warm and safe and fuzzy and you feel comfortable in your own skin and you don't feel like you're judged or anything like that. It's like a safe place a little bit. So I don't know, I don't like to pass judgment on people for reliving certain parts of their lives that are in their past. Just because you go in the past doesn't mean that you have to be stuck there. You can go in the past and then come back to the present and have a new appreciation for the present because you have a newfound appreciation for your past. Oh my gosh, I am a genius. I'm a genius. That was completely impromptu. I did not even there's no note of that in my little notes template, okay? That I am drinking some coffee to that one. That was really good. But anyway, sometimes we need to feed into the curiosities that we had as children, because I feel like we don't really get a whole lot of room to do that in our everyday lives, going to work, going to school. We don't get to be that curious, and we don't get to use our imagination all that much and like just kind of play and just like have fun with life. Sometimes you just have to play, sometimes you just have to sit down and play with some Legos or play a board game or play a little video game or, just like find new curiosities in life. I don't know, that just makes life a little bit more spicy, just more zesty, more worth living in my eyes. So yeah, that was my last point. That's the last thing that I'm looking forward to this winter. Of course, I'm looking forward to a ton of other things like getting Starbucks holiday drinks and Black Friday shopping and all of that stuff, but I'll delve more into the more, I guess, materialistic aspects of winter and Christmas time in my bucket list episode, and we will see if I can get a podcast out weekly for season 3. I don't know. I kind of find a little bit of therapy in podcasting. I know that I was doing them every other week before, but I think it's about time I become a little bit more consistent and I start showing up for you guys a little bit more, and I start showing up for myself a little bit more. Because this is a safe space for me, and it's a safe space for you guys, I'm sure. So, yeah. Maybe I will see you guys next week, okay? Same time, same place. Well, maybe not the same time, and probably not the same place, but you get what I'm saying. So, thank you so much for listening to this episode. As always, you can leave a little review, on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, like I mentioned before. Share it with a friend. Share it with someone else who might be either super excited about winter or isn't feeling the most excited about winter and might need a little bit of like encouragement to get through this next season of our beautiful, wonderful lives. So yeah, I will talk to you all in the next episode. I love you guys. Bye.